Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. First off, I wanted to start off by saying thank you to all those that are supporting my channel. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting. It truly means so much to me. I love that my family here on YouTube is growing, and I do think of you all as family. I truly do appreciate all of the support that you're giving me, and thank you so much. For those of you that are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly. You guys truly motivate me to upload on a weekly basis and be consistent, and I just truly wanted to thank you guys so much for that. Today I have a new video for you guys, and I wanted to do a review on a new foundation, and that is the new Tarte Foundcealer foundation. Now what drew me to this foundation is its name. It's a foundacealer foundation. So naturally I thought it was a foundation and a concealer in one, but that was not the case at all. Now this foundation is a light to medium foundation, and it does include SPF 20, but I will get into that in a bit. I do truly want to incorporate my pharmaceutical knowledge to you guys, and I do truly believe in both beauty and health, and both of them coupled together is very important. So I do want to give you guys that knowledge on how best to choose your skincare, your beauty essentials, and how best to incorporate that into your health. Now we all want to prevent wrinkles and skin cancer, and this is why we are so dedicated to applying sunscreen. But are we actually doing it the proper and the correct way? Now a lot of beauty companies, including Tarte, are really gearing towards the sunscreen in a foundation, and it really makes people believe that this is all you need all day and this is going to be enough coverage and protection for you, but that is not the case at all. Now studies do show that you do need to reapply your sunscreen for at least every 2 hours, especially if you're outside for a long duration of time. Something like this foundation all-in-one is not going to be enough for you all day long. Now if you're like me, once I apply my makeup, I definitely am not going to reapply foundation. So that kind of goes out the door, and it makes you think that really a broad spectrum skin kind of care all-in-one, just like this foundation with a sunscreen, is that really necessary? Now I'm not saying something like this won't give you protection. It definitely will for the first couple of hours. So if you know you're going to be staying indoor for most of the day and you really just need that skincare kind of sunscreen for the first couple of hours, this will be great. But if you need it for all day, I'm afraid this is not going to be enough. So really the best way is to kind of apply your sunscreen at the bottom of your makeup. So through your moisturizer is really the best way to do it. And then of course, if you wanted to add a foundation with sunscreen, that would be great. You can definitely do so. But just know that if you are going to stay out in the sun all day, this isn't going to be enough. So what I would recommend is you don't apply any foundation, add a tinted moisturizer that does have SPF, and have something like a spray-on sunscreen that you are going to spray on throughout the day. Now I just wanted to add that the skincare foundation does recommend an SPF of 15 or higher for adequate protection. This product does contain an SPF of 20, which is great, but essentially above 30 you're not getting anything really. So never really purchase an SPF of 30 or greater. It essentially isn't going to do anything. Anywhere between 15 and above, all the way between that 15 or 30 is kind of your sweet spot. All right, let's go ahead and give this foundation a go and see how it applies. It's really nice packaging. It kind of has a little twist on there so it keeps it nice and clean. All right, so first off, you do need to give this a good shake. And what I usually like to do is just apply kind of like one pump, which is more than enough. Now I really want to see how this foundation applies with different tools. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the foundation with a brush onto half of my face, and then I'm going to use my Clarisonic onto the other half. Now I just got you guys a little bit closer. I really wanted you to see the coverage of this foundation. Now this foundation really applied very beautifully. It does look very dewy, which I do like. It is quite sheer, it's not full coverage, it doesn't claim to be, so, but it's a very nice type of coverage. So that's half of my face with a brush. Now we're going to use a Clarisonic and apply the rest of the foundation onto the rest of my face, so let's see how that goes. Alright, there we go. So that is the foundation applied onto my entire face. Okay, so just my thoughts about this foundation so far. I feel like I have more coverage on the side where I use my Clarisonic than where I used my brush. Which is quite interesting. I thought that using a brush you would feel like there was more coverage, but it feels like I have more coverage on the Clarisonic side, more so than where I use the brush. But do you see that kind of highlight right there? It feels like I have a highlighter on. Literally all I have is the foundation on. I don't even have concealer on right now. Okay, now I'm gonna apply my concealer and the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
So I have the rest of my makeup on. I kind of wanted to go for a natural type of a look today, kind of to stay with the theme of the foundation. And I think the foundation looks very beautiful. It does have a very dewy and fresh type of feel. But what do you guys think? It definitely looks very pretty. It's not clumping whatsoever. It looks very fresh and it gives that moisture type of feel to my face. So I'm really liking it, but let's put it to the day test. Let's see how this foundation wears throughout the day, and I will go ahead and do a couple of check-ins for you guys and let you know how this foundation wears. I've had this foundation on now for a couple of hours and I think it looks pretty nice. It's nice and glowy. Now I do have a little bit of a breakout here that was there before, but as you can see, it's not really covering it at all or doing anything for it, which I didn't think it would. It is light to medium coverage after all. But other than that, it looks pretty. I mean, it's glowy. You don't see any kind of dryness anywhere, which is great. It's really, really great. Normally with foundations, you would, after a couple of hours, you would see a little bit of breakage where you kind of see dry patches, but I don't see that at all with this foundation. So it's very pretty. Let's see how it holds up through the rest of the day, but I'll do a couple of more check-ins before I give you guys my final thoughts. So it is now about 7:30, so I thought I would sit down and give you guys my final thought on this foundation. So I've had this foundation on now for about 6 hours, and I have to say at the 5-hour mark, I felt like literally I had nothing on at all. It really isn't long lasting, so I feel like for a couple of hours, this foundation is awesome. It feels glowy and dewy, and really because it's not really a matte foundation, it doesn't feel like it's cracking your skin or drying it out. Other than that, if you are looking for a foundation that's going to last long, that's going to give you that full coverage, this is not it. This is definitely light to medium. I feel like it's more on the lighter side even, because it does wear off throughout the day. I think the packaging for this foundation is very cute. I love that it comes in a nice twist type of pump. It leaves the package very nice and clean, but for the foundation itself, the coverage is virtually very, very light, and I feel like it's more of a day type of foundation. Say if you're going out for a couple of hours, if you want to go get groceries, or you know, if you want to just meet some friends and it's summer especially, this is a perfect foundation to kind of apply on there because it really does last only for a couple of hours and it's not long wearing whatsoever. I think I will be using this foundation quite a bit in the summer, especially when I don't need that much coverage. You know, in the summer you get that natural glow anyway, so just a little bit of that coverage is more than enough. And that's it for my review on the new Tarte Foundcealer foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week.